Hey guys, what's up? It's another 3-Minute Thursday, and today, this one comes from a question I received this morning, and it was, how can you add so many fish to a tank without crashing it? And I get that question all the time. You guys have probably seen it pop up 20, 30 times every time we do adding clown loaches to the 800-gallon tank or adding tiger barbs, things like that. So we go through it all the time. In the store, we're constantly getting in bags of 300 cardinal tetras, that type of thing. So the thing we got to think about is we need to not worry about the amount of fish. The fish are irrelevant in this equation, essentially. It's the amount of food. So if we have, 100 neon tetras, and we're feeding them food, and let's say we're feeding them 3 cubes of bloodworms a day, and I know I'm going to add 100 more neon tetras, right? Let's pretend it's a tank right here. Got a 100-gallon tank, 100 neon tetras, adding 100. Up to that, let's say I know I'm going to go buy them next week. Right now, I can start feeding 4 cubes a day. Maybe I do that for 4 or 5 days. And then a couple days right before, I go up to 5 cubes a day. So then the tank is kind of used to digesting 4 to 5 cubes a day. And then when we add the next 100 neon tetras, which really you should have quarantined before. So if you're just going to buy them, they'd be in quarantine, you'd be doing this process. There's a whole thing there. But we're going to go to 200, right? Just keep feeding 5 cubes of bloodworms. They'll all share the same amount of food. And we've been feeding those neon tetras. They've been eating well to begin with. And so now we've got 200 sharing the same amount of food. Think of it, you ordered a pizza. If you ate it all yourself, you've eaten way too much, you're bloated. But you had 3 friends come over. Instead of ordering more pizza, the 4 of you just shared that one pizza. It's the same cost. It cost you $20 for that pizza, no matter what you did. So, it's really pretty easy. And that goes for Oscars, African cichlids, tetras, almost anything except for like a brand new tank. That's the only real time when it's the very first fish ever, because it's harder to get it going. You don't have anything to feed. So, but you can do it. You could put fish in, not feed them for a long time, let the tank kind of catch up, but it's not optimal. I like to use plants to do that. Definitely done videos on that. So just plan ahead. That's the biggest thing, is don't accidentally come home with 100 extra fish. That's the thing. Plan ahead. Make sure you got a little bit of space going on. Make sure you start pre-feeding them. And then even if you didn't, let's just say your friend comes over and goes, oh my God, here's 100 fish. And you're like, oh geez, here's 100 fish. Just don't feed anymore. So tomorrow, when you go to feed it, just feed it the same amount you did today before you had them. And then a few days later, start feeding a little bit more each and every time, and you'll weather that storm. You want to see that curve just kind of go like, oh, look at that. It's making the right adjustments, and it leveled off where the new extra fish were. Now, these hundreds are really extreme. You're probably looking at it going like, oh, maybe 6 at a time, 10 at a time, something like that. A lot easier to manage. You don't have to go from 3 cubes of bloodworms all the way to 6 or anything like that. So should be fairly easy for you, but that's how we as store owners and people with large tanks adding big volumes of fish all at once get through that. So hopefully that got through your melon in 3 minutes, and you can comprehend that and digest it just like a fish would a bloodworm. And we'll see you next Thursday.